that the energy is crazy right now, you just wait, because the planets are just getting started and just starting to heat things up. Before we get to the end of this month, we will have 5 retrogrades in play at the same time in 2 out of the 3 fire signs, as well as in Aquarius, which is an air sign. So fire and air together, you get it. So it's a lot of energy. It's combustible. Literally, it is palpable. And the Chiron retrograde that is going to be setting off these 5 retrogrades and completing this cycle, so to speak, because the Chiron retrograde that we will be experiencing will also be happening in the sign of Aries, and it will continue till the end of 2025 and take us into the year of 2026, where Chiron will then go direct. But let's back it up here. So after that takes place, when we have these 5 retrogrades, not only will Chiron be stationing retrograde in Aries before the end of this month, but Venus will also be moving into Cancer, where Jupiter is currently located. Why does this matter? I'm getting there. Stay with me and follow. Okay, so normally I do not put that much of importance on the Lionsgate portal, just because that's just my personal preference. If that's like your manifestation day, I'm not trying to crap on your yum, right? So just take that with a grain of salt. However, this Lionsgate portal, wow, this is not one to sleep on. And I mean that actively and literally, because not only on August 8th will we be going into the Lionsgate portal energy, but we will also be experiencing the full moon in Aquarius at the same time. And where is Pluto right now? In Aquarius, and Pluto is part of this retrograde energy that we are currently experiencing, because Pluto has been retrograde in the sign of Aquarius for quite some time. And on top of that full moon in Aquarius happening alongside of the Lionsgate portal, it will also be occurring at a degree that is on the cusp of Cancer and Leo energy. Being that we are in Leo season, we're going into this Lionsgate portal, we will have Mercury retrograde still happening in Leo at this time. There is just a lot of fiery action happening all at once, carrying us into not only the end of this year, but this is also bringing up things that we were culminating at the beginning of 2025, because the new moon in Aquarius that is going to be closing out all of these cycles we had happen at the very end of January. So anything that has kind of been stagnant from the beginning of 2025 towards the end of January till now, that you've been maybe manifesting or trying to figure out what the timing or the blockages are behind this thing, Aquarius is often ahead of their time. And because Aquarius can often be considered to be ahead of their time, or to be unconventional, or to do things in an unexpected way, people may not always be able to receive it in the timing that it was presented. But now that we have Uranus in Gemini, this was a recent shift that has happened amongst the collective. Uranus rules Aquarius, and Gemini is an air sign just like Aquarius. So you put this air energy in this unpredictable bottle. It is like lightning in a bottle in a sense, because you have these unpredictable air energies in cohesion with one another. Mind you, Uranus is also considered to be a collective generational planet. So this is a big shift that just happened. And like I said, if things have been stagnant, or you've been waiting for the right time, or wondering where this manifestation is that you've been putting effort into the beginning of 2025, now with this full moon in Aquarius that we are going to be experiencing on the Lionsgate portal, it is closing out this cycle and having this full circle moment, literally with this full moon, a full circle moment happening within the collective of things finally clicking, things finally moving the way that they are supposed to. It just took a while for the energy to catch up, because like I said, Aquarius energy is often ahead of its time, and it often takes people a couple tries before they actually grasp what it is that is meant to be received by that energy. So to recap, prior to this Lionsgate portal opening up, we will have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, Neptune retrograde in Aries, Chiron retrograde in Aries, Saturn retrograde in Aries, and as most of us probably know, Mercury retrograde in Leo. Okay, so these are the 5 retrogrades that are propelling this energy, along with Uranus and Gemini, which is direct but will station retrograde in the month of September. And going back to what is also happening when Chiron stations retrograde at the end of this month, we will also have Venus entering Cancer. And like I said before, Jupiter will also be in Cancer, as it has been for a little bit of time now. That transition also just happened recently, but Jupiter and Cancer are like this. It is probably one of the best case scenarios we can have in terms of expansion and luck. And then you also have Venus sitting there, which is all about love. So although the Venus and Cancer energy is not as significant, because it is sharing this space with Jupiter, things are going to happen in terms of not only in a collective space, but on a personal level in terms of our intimate relationships, our family, things like that are going to be brought to the surface in order to be rectified, in order to be justified. And speaking of justification, Mars will also be entering into Libra, which is the sign of justice and balance. So here I've been talking about since the beginning of June about this Saturn retrograde energy and Neptune retrograde energy bringing in this retribution, this justice, this karma that has been long awaited. Well, also Mars, the god of war, it's going to be like this spiritual battle. And if you've already been experiencing this energy, then you know, but this is going to be like the actual battle day where justice comes to be. And when do you think that is occurring? Right before the Lionsgate portal. So specifically on August 6th, that's when Mars will enter into Libra. The god of war will enter into the sign of balance and justice and restitution. And then we will officially be set up for the Lionsgate portal on August 8th. And the other important thing to keep in mind is that with this Neptune and Saturn retrograde bringing in this karmic justice, not only are we experiencing this energy in Aries, which is the first of the zodiac, we will also be experiencing it in Pisces as well, which is the last of the zodiac. So this energy, like I said at the beginning, is only just getting started and will be amplified until the end of this year and going into the year of 2026, like I said, because Chiron will still be stationed retrograde at that point. So if you want to know more about how these retrogrades will be influencing you specifically, feel free to book an astrological birth chart reading with me or a tarot reading. They are all on sale all summer long, but summer is wrapping up swiftly and this energy is approaching swiftly. So go back and watch my astro updates as well to get more clarity on what has been happening. And I also have readings about this as well on my page, so go check those out. And if you have any other questions, please let me know below. And if I forgot anything, I will try to either add it in the caption or somewhere in the comments. Get ready for this Lionsgate portal. And like I said, I do not share that rhetoric along with the spiritual side of TikTok or spiritual community. But this time, like I said, do not sleep on it. Embrace this Lionsgate portal and step into this energy with confidence. You got this. I'm so excited for all of these things to happen and for all of these breakdowns and karmic justices to take place on a collective level as well as in your own personal life. So embrace it. You deserve it. It's our time.